What's up, everyone? Scott Sutherland here. It's Tuba Tuesday. Let's talk about this Dr. Seuss-looking horn behind me, the CIMBASSO. Where is it used, and why do we seem to see it everywhere now after decades of hiding in obscurity? The CIMBASSO is, simply put, a hybrid of a tuba and a contrabass trombone. The most popular key for these instruments is F, but there are cimbassi out there for double B flat, double C, and E flat. Most have rotary valves, but mine, an instrument produced in Italy by the manufacturer G&P, has 4 piston valves and a single rotary valve for the thumb. Essentially, it is an F-tuba valve section with a contrabass trombone bell and has a sound quality that is closer to a trombone than a tuba. These horns were used primarily for late 19th century opera in Italy, like Verdi and Puccini, where valved trombones were popular. Rumor has it that Verdi hated the tuba, so this was the solution. The instrument never gained any lasting popularity outside of the region and in this time period, so there it stayed in select opera houses to be used on limited repertoire. Cimbasso parts and editions of Verdi overtures performed by symphony orchestras outside of the opera house often were labeled as tuba parts. And so the cimbasso fell out of fashion for decades. That is, until it enjoyed a resurgence thanks to my teacher, Tommy Johnson. In the early 1990s, Mr. Johnson visited Rob Stewart, brass repair genius, and saw a Rudy Meinl cimbasso in the shop and purchased it immediately. Mr. Johnson was famous for always being on the lookout for new instruments and sounds for studio work, as any secondary instrument would lead to a significant bump in pay. Mr. Johnson played the instrument for composers in the recording studios, and soon it became a staple of the Hollywood recording studio scene. But not just in LA, but studios around the world. Today, the cimbasso is heard on big-budget film scores everywhere. Big action cues often feature the bright and punchy sound of the cimbasso in the low register. I'd say movies are better off now with the cimbasso, in part because of the great sound, but also in part because anytime we record for a film with cimbasso, we get that same bump in pay that Mr. Johnson was after. So for this, and so many other reasons, we are in your debt, Mr. Johnson. Thanks for joining me for another Tuba Tuesday. Follow me for more tips, check out scottsutherlandmusic.com, and I'll see you next week.